When I received the OnePlus DR1 a little while back, I liked it, but I wasn't exactly blown away by it, so I started looking around. I ended up over on eBay where I found this little guy, the JJ810, and I had just enough eBay bucks to cover it entirely. It was about $18 shipped, so I went for it. I actually went ahead and watched Fly and Ryan's review of this before buying this, so I would just have an idea of what I was going to get myself into. If you haven't seen Fly and Ryan's channel yet, I will definitely put a link down there. You should probably check him out if you're interested in quadcopters or helicopters or RC anything. So I'll put a link down there. Anyway, let's go through what you get in the box. As you can see from the box, it's a 4-channel, 6-axis Nano Quadcopter with a 100 milliamp hour battery. The battery is supposed to last around 5 minutes, and you can charge it in 25 minutes. In the box though, you get a USB cable which got a tiny little connector on it to plug into the back of the quad, 1 spare set of props, the controller which takes 2 AAA batteries, and the JJ810 itself. It comes with prop guards on it, and after watching Ryan's video, I thought they weren't going to be removable, but at least on mine, they are. All you gotta do is pop the prop off and then put your nail under there and it comes right off. It has blue LEDs in the front of it, red LEDs in the rear of it, and they're actually quite bright, especially when you compare them to the OnePlus DR1. They are much, much brighter than that. And as you can see from me putting them up one next to the other, it's just a little bit larger than the DR1. It doesn't have the landing gear that it had, but other than that, they're really quite similar, especially when you look at the motor mounts and the battery compartment. The two controllers are quite similar as well, except the JJ810 has the buttons for changing the rates and doing flips on the lower right-hand side below the stick, which is a little bit awkward for me. And the trim buttons are up on the bumper buttons on the left and right side, so again, feels like it's kind of reversed there. And it can actually make it a little bit awkward trying to change the rates or trying to put it into flip mode because you have to let go of the right stick to do that. And yeah, not a massive deal, but it is a little bit weird. The tips of the sticks can also be taken off, so if you've got extensions or if you want to 3D print something, you could definitely do that. But speaking of the transmitter though, when I got mine, the right stick didn't really work that well at all. If you pushed it to one side or the other, more often than not, it would just stick over there, and it still kind of does that a little bit, which makes it a little bit hard to fly. Just hold on to it and be tight with it. It's really not that bad. And I actually ended up taking the controller about halfway apart, and this works a lot better now. I didn't really change anything. I didn't do anything, but I guess something loosened up in there. So that's another thing to kind of keep in mind. Might be a manufacturing issue. But moving on to the obvious question, how does it fly? As far as I'm concerned, it's pretty amazing. I do have to say that. The yaw rate on it isn't really all that fast, even at 100% rates, but it's fast enough for me. The DR1 is definitely just a little bit faster at doing pirouettes, but actually when I watched Ryan's video, his JJ810, whenever he flipped the stick to the left or right, it would just go absolutely nuts in 100% mode, spinning and spinning and spinning. Maybe it's a manufacturing difference there, but mine doesn't do all that. The yaw does change with the rate changes, but it doesn't change to an unreasonable amount. It's nice little steps. But the biggest benefit of this thing, as far as I can see, is its ability to fly into the wind. I've taken this out on some very windy days at this point, and it just sort of lays forward and sails straight into the wind. Even in the lowest 40% beginner mode, it can handle a pretty decent amount of wind. It doesn't lean forward as much, but it does definitely keep up with it. But even still, I have spent the grand majority of my time in that 100% expert mode. As far as battery life, it says 5 minutes on the package, but in my experience, I've usually been seeing around 3.5 minutes, sometimes close to 4 minutes, and the LVC warning comes on right at around 3 minutes, sometimes a little less than that. So you get a decently long LVC warning, but it does start to lose power very quickly after that flashing lights happens. It does excellent flips, very quick, tight flips, very nice. It's ridiculously fast, like I was saying before. You just pitch it into the wind and it's gone. It'll take off. It will practically roll entirely forward. Like, it doesn't go quite this far forward, but it's pretty close to that when you throw it into the wind. And when you combine that with a decently fast yaw rate, you've got a really maneuverable, fun little quad. And it's really tough, too. I hate to admit it, but I have slammed this thing into the bricks, the siding on my house, doors, trees, concrete, and the only damage that I've seen so far, I lost one of the props, and I think I actually lost that when I was taking off one of the prop guards because, as you might notice here, one of the prop guards broke. I've super glued it and it just doesn't want to stay, so the last week or so I've actually been just taking the prop guards off when I want to fly. But the body itself and the props, they feel practically indestructible. Like I said, I've thrown it into trees, I've thrown it to the ground from very, very high up, and no damage to the actual body or anything else inside other than this one little prop guard. So to wrap it up, for less than 20 bucks, would I recommend one of these? Absolutely. If you've got 20 bucks to spare and you're looking for a Nano Quad, this is an amazing place to be. I will provide links to where you can pick one up over on Amazon, but it looks like all the ones on Amazon are shipping straight out of China, so it could take weeks and weeks for it to show up. So I'll also put a link to the eBay listing that I bought mine from down in the video description. If you did like this video, please do give me a thumbs up down below the video and subscribe to receive more videos like this when they become available. Thanks so much for watching though, and I will see you next time.